You notice, since election year is almost over, no one's talking about police brutality anymore. Notice that shit? Tell you what's slick. Black Lives Matter, aka police brutality, is going back under the carpet. It'll still be prevalent, of course, and blacks will face a lot of it, especially with all the anti-Negro resentment that's going on, but it won't be on TV. And the public, including most Nig Dogs, will forget this ever happened. It's time to get the full deal going. See, I've noticed this shit going on and people tiptoeing around it, but not me. The fact of the matter is this: Black Lives Matter is and was run by the government with black puppets from Nig Dog High Society, whose purpose it is to co-opt grassroots Negro movements, drown out local activists, and divert attention away from police prosecution. All in an effort to continue desensitization of police brutality against all citizens, and to continue the gradual frog in the pot boiling to death, to create a full and total police state. For example, Black Lives Matter stomped out the Justice for Ezell Ford movement by running interference for the district attorney, Jackie Lacey. They cut the media of the grassroots groups by interrupting them every time they tried to speak on what happened. They would just interrupt their speeches. They would tell newscasters to keep them away. They'd start talking about BS issues. That's what they always do. Same thing they did in the 60s. Every time they tried to explain what happened to him, and every time they talked about what happened to the Latino guy, Omar Abrego, like about a week before or after, I'm not really sure, I don't remember. But I remember the whole process itself. The Justice for Ezell Ford crowd wanted the cops arrested. So Black Lives Matter hurried up and silenced them. They got the airtime and changed the focus, which is what they always do, demanding a meeting with LAPD Chief Beck to have the officers fucking fired. And they did this under a rules called Occupy LAPD, knowing that he can't do anything about the officers who killed the man, other than putting them on desk duty, or of course a paid vacation, because they're union. And nobody thinks about this. They never pay attention, but the thing is, this is by design. Because the only logical recourse for shooting a man in the back should be murder charges. And since only the district attorney can do that, Black Lives Matter had to keep the Ezell Ford crowd out of the media, constantly drowning them out and ignoring what happened to Abrego, because it was even worse. And they couldn't hide it. If you got two in the same situation with the same precinct doing this brutality to blacks and Latinos, there was really no way to hide it. And then they could draw a wedge, going, oh, well, it's just Black Lives Matter, you Latinos don't matter. So then they lose support, and this all goes under the rug. And that's what the Occupy LAPD stuff was orchestrated for. This tactic has been used for decades, and it's similar to how the Big Six Negro Ponds were used to drown out activists like Gloria Richardson, who wasn't allowed to speak at the hijacked March on Washington, just like James Baldwin was barred from speaking as well. That spineless, weak, pet nigger, Michael King Jr., was allowed to give a silly speech written by a Jew that was in direct opposition to the goals of blacks. Make no mistake, blacks did not get their freedom because of a nonviolence movement, just as India didn't get its freedom because of Gandhi's nonviolent movement. India got their freedom because the British Empire was broke after World War II. That's why they got their freedom. Not because of his shit. And blacks got their freedom because America needed to protect its image while it was fighting all these wars to protect heroin in Vietnam. It wasn't about communists and the fight for Israel. So let's not bullshit ourselves. Let's not bullshit ourselves. These people have been doing the same shit. They get on stage and they pretend to speak for blacks, and then they come out with these issues that don't benefit and are not a part of our goals at all. You see, these types are always a distraction. Instead of questioning the oligarchy or questioning crony capitalism, they just wheel out these pet niggity jiggities to demand more niggity jiggities on TV, or to piss on the same toilet as a white person, or some other dumbass shit. I don't give a fuck about going to the potty with some whitey at the goddamn Denny's. It's always some asinine shit like that. And the blacks are always encouraged to fight with vitriol for this stupid fucking shit. But I digress. I tell you what though, Slick. Back to the subject. When that bitch Jackie Lacey got the murderers off after receiving thousands of dollars in gifts from the LAPD. This big black jackamammy was given an award by the Los Angeles African American Women's Public Policy Institute. And I tell you what, as irony would have it, the LA Black Lives Matter jackadandies were there to applaud her. And they chased the justice for Ezel 4 guys right out the damn door. But if you think about it, hell, like I said, it all makes sense. Consider that one of the Black Lives Matter leaders, Medina Abdullah, served as an executive on the committee that gave her the fucking award. Looking back to the beginning, it was obvious that all these people work in tandem. They're all government agents. They're all government pawns. In the same tone that the NAACP and the Urban League were both created by whites along with the Nation of Islam to counter Marcus Garvey's movement and round up activists after the fall of the UNIA. Hell, the name itself is prerogative and always shifts the narrative from innocent blacks being shot to Black Lives Matter actors themselves, like gay Ray McKesson and the mother jackasses. They stomped out the hands up don't shoot movement, which was fighting for Michael Brown after he was shot in a similar situation. And they shifted the focus from him walking down the street and being shot for no reason, which there was plenty of video to prove it, to an argument about stolen cigars, how he was running through bullets and backflipping and punching the dude in the face while he was unloading a clip into his skull and this other bullshit. But here's the deal. None of these Black Lives Matter assholes give a rat's ass about niggity jiggities. And when this election is over, them, the government, and their nig dog pawns are all going to disappear. And the media will ignore police shootings of blacks on the national level. I promise you. That is what's going to happen. And all they're going to do is play these fucking silly ass trumped up identity politics that they always do, which are easier for idiots to digest than actual, real, tangible issues like infrastructure, the economy, and the fact that the military budget needs to be slashed because it's wasted on crap that's overpriced and half the time doesn't fucking work. And it's all a money laundering scheme when it comes to the military. But I mean, yeah, let me get back to the subject. It's wasted on funding terrorists, these useless fucking crappy ass jets and shit that they sell to the fucking Hajis in Saudi Arabia, the Hymies in fucking Israel, so they can go and blow up children and shit, and these endless wars, as well as police brutality, because they just send them back to the police hearings after these wars are over. And like I said, yeah, police brutality, on its face, it's a massive issue. There are thousands of videos, probably millions of videos just on YouTube and LiveLeak alone showing cops beat the fuck out of people, smacking up old ladies, shooting old ladies, I'm killing old white Christian ladies in churches. Why? They don't talk about that. The guy got a slap on the wrist. The husband, well, come on, man. You see all this stuff, and then you wonder why these white boys in Iowa are locking it in. You wonder why legendary African American heroes like Mika Johnson, who was a lot more respectable than that half-assed Jack and Dandy Monkey Lucifer Coon, or that knob-gobbling, knee-pad wearing piece of shit Gator Rustin. I tell you what, Slick, it's no wonder that a guy like that fought against the tyranny of the police. It's no fucking wonder. This disgruntled veteran saw a problem and he acted accordingly as well as he knew how to deal with it, as so many other citizens of all races have done. People are tired of watching their sons and daughters get beat up and slapped and kicked in the face. I mean, let's be real here. There's been a sharp decline in crime across the board. It's tied to the legalization of abortion. It's why conservatives and government agents want it banned. Another reason for the low crime is a general higher standard of living, as well as access to information. But that doesn't matter to these nut fucks. See, these assholes are just looking for arbitrary reasons to arrest people with frivolous laws that are made simply to generate revenue for the state that doesn't go back to the people, as well as just killing people because they can get away with it. These people are nothing but debt collectors with a license to kill, and kill they do. Over 1,000 citizens, unarmed, are murdered by cops every year. And for every 1,000 of unarmed citizens, only one is charged with a crime. Even if it's recorded. Even if you could see the babies, the white babies, hit with a fucking flash grenade because they broke into the wrong fucking house. Shout out to the Jack and Daddy with the excellent perm in Portland that locked it in. Anyway, hitting a fucking baby in the face with a grenade? Come on, man. You can't justify that. Little white kid opens the door. He's holding a Nintendo Wii controller. How can you justify popping him in the stomach 2 times? You can't. Oscar Grant on his stomach? Get the fuck out of here. Handcuffed. What the fuck was he gonna do? Put him in an Eddie Bravo lid lock? Get the fuck out. Shut the fuck up. And it's like, thanks to the legislation that constrains oversight and the Pentagon-controlled media that desensitizes and sweeps this shit under the rug, people are used to this. So it'll probably never change, especially under this bitch Hillary after tomorrow. Because I tell you, that bitch is probably going to win. And diggity jiggities, cover your ass, because the war is coming. Anyway, not only that, they've been able to twist all logic and turn this onslaught against African Americans, against white Americans, and especially Native Americans, into a goddamn race issue when it's clear that cops are just killing people across the board. Now, you got some stupid ass 1488s and shit running around here going, well, the cops kill more white people than anybody. Yeah, they do. And it's a fucking problem. Stupid. Because here's the deal. Let's say some niggity jiggity and some pacey ass whitey get to an argument. And the niggity jiggity puts the smack down on the whitey. The cop's gonna come after the fact. You're still gonna get smacked up. You might even get killed. So if some hood dog's gonna bust a cap, the cop's gonna come after the fact. So you've already lost. And he's just gonna go to jail, and they're gonna donate another $1 billion like Obama just did because he's a bitch. They're gonna donate that shit to the jails. They're gonna rake in the cash. You're dead. You don't matter. Your family's probably gonna incur debt from your funeral. What the fuck? Shut up. So, I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, but let's not ignore that there are issues. There's no doubt that many cops are white supremacists. There was a study done in 2006 talking about how 1488s joined the force in droves to target blacks. And on top of that, white nationalists joined the force to kill baiters by shooting them through the fence. They joined the border patrol just for the purpose of shooting baiters. This happens often in Juarez and Tijuana. Hell, they get away with it all the time. A guy named, I think, what the hell was that guy named? Like Jose Elena Rodriguez or something like that. He was shot in the back 8 times. They said he was throwing rocks, so they shot him in the back 8 times. And they only reported it because of the outcry from the Mexican government to make it seem like they're cracking down while they continue to sweep such actions under the rug. Just stop talking about it. Hell, they're not even talking about a trial. I think this trial is still going on right now. I mean, there's definitely just a general police brutality problem. White supremacists targeting nignogs and beaters, ex-military PTSD nut jobs who only see cops versus non-cops. The cops are the soldiers and the citizens are the enemy. You got these angst-filled bully victims who are getting revenge on somebody who looks like their old high school bully. You got your general crooked cops who are raping prostitutes and stealing shit. You know, you got your gangbanger cops that are targeting rivals via the PD. You got your closeted homosexuals that are using the gun and badge to get sexual favors from men because they know that they'll be too embarrassed to report it. And if the guy does, let's be honest, the blue shield comes into play. The guy might get sent off to the next life with his jaw broken, his neck sliced. I mean, you know, this is real deal here. The list goes on. So I mean, here, let's lay it down. Fact: there ain't no goddamn war on police. There's a war on the people by the government via the police. There's no reason at all why Freddie Gray should have got the scorpion fatality in the back of a paddy wagon. No way to justify it. No way to, he could have stole all the fucking cigarettes and sold all the crack in Maryland and it wouldn't have justified it. There's no reason why Tamir Rice should have been killed in an open carry state while holding a BB gun downward in a park where there's nobody at, and again, an open carry state, while a white guy walks around a niggity-jiggity neighborhood with his fucking gun out trying to intimidate people. No reason. There's no reason why Michael Brown in Ferguson should have been shot for jaywalking. No matter, he could have stole all the cigarettes, all the cigars, he could have karate kicked a motherfucker in the face, and it still would have justified shooting him while walking the streets, jaywalking. There's just no reason. No way. It's just anger. They do it out of anger. You're sassing me. I'm going to get revenge. There's no reason to beat the fuck out of a guy in a wheelchair who's unarmed in Rochester and in Baltimore. It's happened 2 places. There's videos on YouTube. It makes no goddamn sense why Patricia Cook was murdered in a church parking lot for no reason. And then her husband files a $5 million lawsuit and it ends up dead right before the civil trial could take place. Ain't that a bitch? None of this is justified. None. And it's blatantly obvious that Kelly Thomas was murdered by the government's Gestapo in Orange County. He was unarmed. Why beat him to death? For what? Why the hell are you choking out guys for breaking up a fight? Even if he was selling loose cigarettes, why the fuck are you choking these guys out? For what? What was the reason to shoot Oscar Grant in the back while he's on his stomach in fucking handcuffs? How in the hell did Devin Guilford end up dead for letting a cop know his high beams were on, blinding oncoming traffic? That psycho cop pulled over every damn driver that let him know that his high beams were on. That should let you know he was looking for a fight. I mean, half you Jack and Dandies, you half-ass, you're quarter-ass Jack and Dandies, are gonna justify and come up with a million excuses as to why these fuckers did this. And everybody's, oh, well, I don't mind them, until they fuck with you. And you realize that it's just because they can get away with it. It's not to protect you. It's not because they're putting their lives on the line. No, it's because it's like, look, I got a gun, I got a badge. I'm protected by the police union. I'm protected by the government. I'm gonna fucking bitch slap this guy right in the face. I know my rights. You can't rob me up. Shut the fuck up. And then they whip his ass. Like the black lady on the side of the road. How do you justify just jumping on that lady and beating the fuck out of her, talking about your fight, you protected her? Shut the fuck up. There's no way to justify this. Any of these things. And the things that are to come. Beating the fuck out of unarmed people just because you can get away with it. They do this because there's no repercussions. Most of these murderers got the charge dropped, or they get 2 years and do 10 months tops at some soft facility under protective custody. The prosecutors work with the cops and the judges to make sure the citizens are convicted for all kinds of BS reasons. It's to keep you in a state of fear at all times, to control you until you accept it as normal, which is how they break you generationally, which is why people are scared to death when they see flashing lights, even if they don't have a record. The government is Jim Crow in the nation. Hell, the world. That's why soldiers in Iraq were constantly raping boys and girls. They brought them to Abu Ghraib and just fucked them in the ass in front of their parents. They were burning parents alive, burning whole families alive in front of the town just to scare the hell out of people. It's terrorism. This is what U.S. soldiers did. These are facts. I'm not making up none of this shit. Burning these people alive. And they do this to break the fight out of them. The U.S. government is your fucking enemy, and they prove it every day. These people are psychopaths. But it's hard to do anything about it. It's hard to speak up because they've shown that they'll kill us with no hesitation. Like when Nixon killed those students protesting the war. They do not give a shit. This country is nothing more than a shell of madness and lies ruled by an oligarchy hell-bent on subjugating every human being on the planet. And we have to fight back. We can't just keep hoping that some asshole's going to save the day. You've got to show that you're going to fight back. There were 2 reasons that they were afraid of niggity jiggities. One, they thought that blacks were going to get violent. They were like, blacks are going to get violent. They're going to start shooting. Some other country that's an enemy of America might start helping them. So we're worried about that. And of course, blacks folded up like suckers and bitched out. That's what blacks do. You know, they didn't fight back. But there's something that they won't tell you. A lot of those the non-violence faggots were actually backed by Negroes. We got a group called the Negro with Gun Club. All over the South, these clubs would go around helping niggity jiggities. They were armed to the teeth, and they were shooting at the 1488s and the Klansmen. But they don't tell you that shit. And the government went after the 1488s too, because they just want their system set up for the old school oligarchs. They don't need some new nationalist movement, so everybody's gonna get the hot potato. Ain't nobody safe. But if there's a war or a disaster breaking out, you niggity jiggies better recognize that just like in Katrina when they were sniping your ass, it's gonna happen again. So all this holding the hands of Babylon shit, I ain't saying we gotta be enemies, but it's gonna happen. The ones that want to kill the niggas, when they get the chance, they're gonna lock it in. Let's not bullshit ourselves. I mean, look, like I said, they want to subjugate everybody on Earth. We have to fight back. Some men have taken drastic action, and they have fought. They were weak little government pawns like that sniveling rat Michael King Jr., a.k.a. Martin Luther King, the alleged doctor, or that fat little turd Al Sharpton, who used to chase ambulances for fame wearing those little silly-ass jumpsuits. Oh, there were great men like Mika Johnson who fought back. There were great men like Toussaint who fought back There are great men like Martin Delaney who fought back intelligently, who tried to fight back economically. Marcus Garvey tried to fight back economically. You guys later, over there, the guy who helped Selassie, he tried to fight their system. And you saw what happened to him. And allegedly a bunch of people died in a shower. You know what I'm talking about. You know what never happened. But that's beside the point. At the end of the day, there's a set group of assholes. They're locked in and they're going to fuck you every time. And you got to fight back. You got to figure out ways to lock in the average Joe to fight back. Even if they don't know they're fighting back. On the base level, the proletariat level, you know, the street level, whatever you want to call it, the pedestrian folks, you gotta keep recording these fuckers. And you gotta stop going down to places like Washington or your state capital and protesting outside. Go inside. Learn the fucking laws, go in the building and talk to these fuckers. Get in their face. If you gotta threaten and intimidate, do it. Do what it takes to get shit done. Stop talking with signs, yelling like bitches. That's what bitches do when they're mad. Yeah. But what does this guy do? He pushes her in the fucking closet and puts a chair in the door, and now she can't say anything. You take her phone. Well, that's what I do. But regardless, or you can smack her upside the head. I mean, there's all kind of options. But the end result is when she's yelling and screaming, it doesn't solve shit. And when these stupid ass students go out and yell and scream, it doesn't solve shit. The Occupy Wall Street, what they don't tell you is that a lot of them jack-a-daddies, you had the idiots outside yelling and camping out, but you had people that were going out there and using that manpower to intimidate the people in those buildings. And that's why Obama stamped it out. We have to fight back. You have to make sure that they're not trying to plant evidence. You have to make sure they don't try to kill people. You gotta keep watch while armed when they try to beat the shit out of blacks or stomp out a fucking skateboarder or beat the fuck out of some kid doing graffiti, because there's no reason why kids should be getting their ass kicked for being kids. Who cares? Just paint a wall. They got shit that'll wipe it right off. If you think this shit's okay, take your fucking ass, go down to the airport and go to fucking North Korea and stay there. Get the fuck out of here. Stupid. But yeah, man, we need to get these fuckers. We need to get in these senators' asses. Don't stand outside. Don't fuck around. All you niggity jiggities got us money. You're wasting our Jordans. You can buy the Jordans and all that shit. Go to the fucking surplus store and just lie and say you went to Foot Action. But go take the money, group it up, have a real fucking agenda like Marcus Garvey did, like Martin Delaney did. Not like this idiot king. Like those guys. Have a real fucking agenda and exercise your right with your money and your manpower to get shit done. You have guns. You have a Second Amendment right. Use it, stupid. Stop being bitches. You can't be bitches forever. You can't pussy your way out of every fucking problem. You can't. It doesn't fucking work. And the fucking water's getting hotter and hotter. What are you going to do when the great so what happens? You want to know what the great so what is? It's when the average white person says, so what if they're beating niggers? What are you going to do when that day comes and they start fucking you up? Huh? You gonna march and sing and cry and beg? You gonna hop on your knees like Bader Rustin and start sucking dicks? What are you gonna do? You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. You gotta use the whole spectrum, because there's no political might without economic and physical power. There's none. There's none. I've told you this before. There's none. So stop bullshitting. Stop fucking around. Hillary Clinton's not gonna do shit for you there. She's only gonna do shit for Saudi Arabia, Israel, Qatar. That's it. And whoever else pays her, the CIA, while they're running heroin all over the world to pay for terrorists and Boko Haram and shit. I mean, goddamn, dude. This is crazy. You gotta wake up. Hitting babies in the face with fucking grenades through the window, bitch. Like, whoa. Come on. And I know some of you rectal enthusiasts will get upset by this and say these whack jobs are risking their lives every day to protect and serve, but the most really aren't. They're just collecting a check like everybody else, hoping to get a pension because the economy's still shit. Unions are weaker than they've ever been thanks to Obama. And people are relying more and more on credit. I mean, hell, let me tell you something, Jack Daddies. I called it first. Kids in the future, they're going to be born into debt up to their eyes. And every purchase will be done based on credits with no possibility of obtaining liquid currency. I bet you. About 50, 60 years down the line, it's going to be like that. It's going to be like that. I fucking promise you. But I digress. The government, since the Nixon administration, in its war on Negroes and the poor, war on drugs, has been arming cops to the teeth with all kinds of fucked up post-war weapons. And they've been getting more and more, especially since the World Trade Organization riots in Seattle and the World Bank protests in Philly, as well as all those Occupy rallies that Obama smashed when they went after his fucking paymasters. And that fucking scumbag Obama, who's a staunch white supremacist, he's talking about his goddamn legacy. He's raised by racist whites, hung around whites his whole fucking life, didn't touch that ugly ass black broad until he got politically active because he knew he wouldn't go anywhere if he was married to one of those white chicks he really desires. This fucker increased police recruiting during his first term by lessening oversight, allocating $2 billion to burn grants to target mostly poor nigdogs under the guise of cracking down on drugs in areas that are largely being gentrified, even though it's been proven that the program doesn't work. Oh my God. Of course, there's what him and Hillary did in Libya, which was absolutely disgusting. He gave billions to private prisons. He has created the shittiest healthcare system ever. And the premiums are going through the goddamn roof, like I said they would years ago. This shit is basically to harass people. He created programs and funded programs that harass people and give people an excuse to beat the fuck out of the citizens. He also approved that lawsuit where what the hell happened? Where they were fighting so that they could discriminate against cops with higher IQ, applicants with higher IQs to join the forces around the country. He supported that. He writes blank checks for departments after they beat the fuck out of and kill people. Blank checks. Blank fucking checks. This guy has been supporting all this anti-citizen shit for years. He's basically, plus he extended the Patriot Act. All these guys serve the same purpose. Trump would do the same thing. Trump is highly pro-Israel, as is Hillary. And pro-Israel is synonymous with pro-Saudi Arabia and pro-Qatar. So the sinister Semitic alliance runs America. Make no mistake. Make no fucking mistake. They try to paint Trump as some kind of anti-hero. He's not. He'll get in there and do the same thing Hillary would do, because as soon as you get in, you're not going to make it past the primaries unless you're a fucking Semitic dick sucker. Whether it's Israel, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, any of those fucking places. Those places run America. We don't actually need their oil itself, but we need them to buy our weapons. Like I said, America ain't got shit going for it but weapons. I've always said that they're the number one buyer of weapons. As far as the currency thing, the only people that they took out over currency was Gaddafi, because Gaddafi was going to free up Francophone Africa from that parasitic scheme that the French use to keep them paying for their French benefits. Yes, and I meant that it'd be French. Anyway, yeah, it's a shit show. Black Lives Matter won't exist after the elections. It'll probably be for a couple more months. Just like Occupy, it's dead. It was all an election year scam to start up the machine of identity politics to get unqualified, scandal-ridden pieces of shit into office. You see these emails. It's not about the emails getting deleted. It's about what's in the emails. Go and look at the fucking emails. Look at the shit in them. Look at the shit these people do. And make no mistake, Hillary Clinton and Trump are friends. I think Chelsea Clinton met her husband through Ivanka Trump or some shit like that. They're all friends. This is a fucking joke. Trump isn't working for some white nationalist agenda. He's not working for the good old boys. He wasn't gonna free it up so you can start whipping the niggers. This is just a fucking shit show. Cops are fighting the weed and seed neighborhoods and harm people because they can get away with it. Whistleblowers are getting fucked over with obscure laws to cover up their fucking conspiracies. And after November, this will all be a memory to you. They'll bring up some new shit, a hurricane or a cat in a tree or Kim Kardashian getting fucked in the ass by some kind of fucking dude. Whatever. It's all bullshit. Land of the free my ass. Bitch.